Hi, I'm Pam and I'm here to talk about video games. Today I'm reviewing a new indie release. It's a noir detective thriller that focuses on conversational puzzles. It's Interrogation, You Will Be Deceived. Interrogation, You Will Be Deceived was developed by Critique Gaming and released on December 5th, 2019 for PC, Mac, and Linux. You play a detective tasked with tracking down and stopping a terrorist group, the Liberation Front, which is threatening your city. As the name suggests, you do this mostly through interrogations. You have to ask each suspect questions and can take different routes to get the information you need. You can attempt to outwit them, catch them in lies, and press that advantage. You can use empathy, building a rapport until they're more open with you. Or you can use intimidation, like threats of punishment or physical force. During the tutorial, I was kinda wondering what I had gotten myself into. It's teaching you how to use the interrogation mechanics to tell how nervous or open suspects are feeling with a fake case of a suspected bicycle thief. When questioning doesn't yield results, you're told you can turn off the recording equipment in the room and rough up the suspect to get the answer you need. About stolen bicycles. Yikes. I'm not really interested in playing a police brutality simulator, but I was happy when, after the tutorial, I was presented with a number of character traits to choose from, one of which was pacifist, meaning I wouldn't be doing any abuse. Of the physical kind, at least. You'll be able to choose more of these traits as the game progresses, each giving you various bonuses. The interrogations did present some interesting dialogue puzzles. It was always fun to catch someone in a lie, or convince them that you had similar beliefs so they'd open up to you. It worked best when juggling multiple suspects. Going back and forth between them, getting one person to slip up, then bringing that information to the other suspect was quite satisfying. Occasionally, I'd get stuck and find myself just sequentially going through every dialogue option until something had an effect. Puzzles could usually be brute forced this way. There were other things to do besides interrogations to round out the gameplay. You have a budget and a small task force to manage. Between missions, you need to decide how you'll spend your money and time. Maybe it's going after informants or sending your squad to learn new techniques. You can also go out for drinks with them, which lets you get to know each other better and improve morale. After interrogations, you'll need to decide on the wording for press releases and occasionally talk to journalists or politicians in an attempt to keep public opinion high. There's even the occasional reassembling of shredded evidence. I enjoyed the overall gameplay loop, even though sometimes it was hard to see how my actions were really impacting things. I really enjoy the aesthetic of the game. It's black and white and moody. You can usually see rain coming down outside the windows, about what you'd expect from a noir detective game. For the presentation of characters, rotoscoping was used. That's tracing over motion picture footage, so every character is based on a real person, but given a cool hand-drawn look. This is a technique that is very underused in games, and I liked seeing it here. The music is effective, and during the timed interrogations helps to enforce the pressure you're under. My biggest issue with the game is that, though individual interrogations could be quite engaging, I never really bought the overarching story. The rise of, goals, and structure of the Liberation Front were incredibly vague. Some of its members were from the far right, anti-women, racist, socially regressive. Some were far left, wanting equality for all through the breakdown of existing power structures. Some were libertarian, not really caring about larger social issues and just wanting the ability to do whatever they want. These were characters who wouldn't agree on anything if you put them in a room together, except apparently blowing up civilians to bring about the vaguely described changes they want to see in the world. Interrogation bills itself as a game that raises hard moral and ideological questions, and compares itself to games like Papers, Please and This War of Mine. But by making the enemy a hodgepodge of different ideologies, the game manages to get off without actually saying anything about any of them. This approach can work for interrogations. It was fun to play two people with wildly differing beliefs against each other. But it made the game as a whole rather toothless. Interrogation never put me in the same kind of moral quagmire that something like Papers, Please did. Since I found the greater narrative was ill-defined and unbelievable, I was only concerned with solving the puzzles and cared little about how I solved them. I also have to say that the ending I got, which happened after about 5 hours of gameplay, came completely out of left field. I did not see how my character's actions in the end fit at all with how I had played the game. There are multiple endings though, so your mileage may vary. Interrogation is a decent game, I just wish a little more work had gone into world building and creating a believable adversary. While I like the main gameplay loop of conversational puzzles and light management and simulation, the game just doesn't have the impact that it could have. If you're interested in other police procedural games, check out my review of Her Story. I have a Patreon if you want to support what I'm doing here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.